How are you doing, everyone? Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Leaf. Welcome, Amiibo. And thank you for your patience tonight. Sorry that we are on a little late. And I know I said we were going to be on this morning, but it's been a little crazy morning for me here. You know, McKenna was not feeling good. She's okay now, but she didn't go to Ridge Fork this morning, and she's even glad that she said she didn't. I went to Center Hill. I'm going to tell you something a little bit about that at the end. I've had some concerns, and I'll tell you a bit about it. Nothing against, I love this church, and I love the services and everything, but something I've been distraught about. So I'm going to tell you at the closing of this video at the end. So if you would just stay with me, I'm going to go ahead and get my guide here. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Hello, Joey. Yeah. No problem. Shit. Sorry. I hope y'all had a good day. A little weird weather day. We started off with a beautiful morning, and then we thankfully got a little bit of rain. But as I said though, it was like an off and on. Now we got like a little misty condition now. There's gonna be some more fireworks tonight. But we had a great God and Country service. I will say I did enjoy the God and Country service today. The music was just beautiful. Absolutely loved it. Alright. So I'm gonna try to move this along. Alright. Who are we gonna start off with tonight? Dottie. Alright. Blue Mountain. Lots of milk. And 3 spoonfuls of sugar. Alright, Annalisa. Okay. So she wants mocha, the regular amount of milk, and 2 spoonfuls of sugar. Excuse me, I'm sorry for that. Ouch. It's been irritating me here. Itching. Thank you. Oh, chatter, okay. Who was I thinking? Alright. So he wants Kilimanjaro. Lots of milk. 30 spoonfuls of sugar. Sorry. Finally. Sorry. I apologize. He wants blend, the regular amount of milk, and 2 spoonfuls of sugar. Alright. 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 Okay. I'm gonna need to sell some things, I know for sure. Ouch. Thank you. You're very good. The heat today has made me feel a little drained this afternoon and this evening. I feel okay. I'm really exhausted. I did rest a bit this afternoon, thank God. That helped, but yeah. Like I said, what do we need to sell first? We're going to sell this. Oh, jeez. Oh, good Lord. Bathtub for sure. We'll sell these clothing. What does the day's tea look like? I want to just see that real quick. We'll keep that on. It's alright. Step ladder. And then the siphon. Well, let's keep the siphon. Just drop it on the ground, I guess. But like I said, I knew we'd need to sell some things here. This episode might be long and might be short. Not bad. Tomorrow I'm gonna be. Wow, I love that. That's nice. So we'll get that later on. Maybe tomorrow or something. Sorry. A little congestiveness, but it's okay. I'm just hoping and praying that we'll get a camper sometime soon, because we need a 10th villager here now since Monique's gone. Okay. I'll figure that out after a while. But, me and Devin, we had a good day. We went to a good lunch. Zaxby's. The lady at the cash register was very pleasant. I can... I could later. Well, I guess I'll go to Chocolate Line later. What I'm gonna probably do... Shit. After I finish, I got some things to do after... so this is probably not gonna be as long as a usual episode. What I'm gonna simply do is I'm gonna do some work here a little bit, just for ready for the week. That way I won't have to worry in the week, you know. I do need to take a test that just opened this afternoon. I'll take that and then try to finish up this little worksheet thing. I mean, it's due on Wednesday, this other thing, separately, but, you know, I just want to go ahead and get that done. Tomorrow I'm going to be busy. I'm heading over we're heading to Randall, and we're going to be taking Sunday school literature to help people then headed to overseas. That way they can use it within our churches and stuff too. So, but yeah, that's the plan tomorrow. I'm going to be with not only Dad, but Thomas Frizzell and Tim Miller. And we'll be doing that. We're looking forward to it. And I don't recall anything big Tuesday, or Wednesday at least. Thursday I'm going to breakfast at Eve's Diner. Friday I have lunch with some friends that it got moved from Saturday to Friday. And just due to the fact that we're going to be out of town. They had some prior engagement with regards to their cousin and so forth. So I'll be doing that. I can't not find the third fossil. I don't know if it's just me tonight or what. So therefore, anyway, let's go ahead and just assess these two fossils. I do not care. I mean, I don't have much time right now because, to be perfectly honest with you here, the fireworks again tonight. I don't mind them, but you know, but just people need to be a little more wise when they do this kind of stuff, I know it's two fossils, but there are ones hiding somewhere, but alright. Like I said, I'm going to have a little talk with you a bit about Center Hill kind of at the end. The service, I said, was great and everything, but there were some things that I was a little disappointed as leaving the church. I guess I'll go ahead and say one of the things right now as I was leaving. I don't know what's so big about this pastor search committee thing. Deacon, Mickey, and Vernon, and like Mike are just, I don't know. I feel like Mickey's putting into this whole thing here, and quit relying on Sandy of this. I'm gonna have a lunch with Sandy next week, and I'm going to tell him this. I'm gonna tell him like it is. Y'all need to stop being so freaking focused on this search committee thing and do the work of the church. I mean, honestly, it's time that we stop being lazy. And this is not Sandy's fault at all. It is really not. It's the deacon's fault. They just need to stop sitting on their hands and instantly just, I don't know, but just all their overwhelming focus is, and for with Vernon Walters too, who is so overwhelmingly focused on trying to get Dad in this, leave my dad the fuck alone. Truly, that's the best thing I could say here. I'm going to go in the house and just talk a little more about this to you here, and then I'll finish up the episode, and then I'm going to get some work here, and then we'll see you back here tomorrow afternoon. So I want to get into that quiet space. What are you moving? Sling away. She's moving. Alright. What day is that? The 15th? That's Wednesday. Oh, we're gonna head upstairs and we'll go into the peace and quiet. So Canberra's moving out on the 15th, so anyway. Let's turn the TV off, that way we can actually have the peace and quiet here. Like I said, the pastor search committee thing run by Mickey and I think a couple others, the pastor's not supposed to be a part of it. I don't think he is. But as Michael said, and I'm agreeing with him on this, they need to leave you alone, stay out of this, and matter of fact, quit focusing on that one, and then like assuming Sandy start looking at people, and like one of these things, and I was very nosy today. As I was leaving, I was trying to go tell Sandy goodbye, and excuse me, I'm sorry, and they said, well, this sermon's good or whatever. It sounded like they're talking about somebody trying for the church. I don't know. They're taking advantage of the situation. Mickey, and then I'm not being rude, but sometimes he can be a smart butt in ways, It breaks my heart. I've always relied on Mickey. I always thanked him and everything, but the service and everything was. What in the world are you doing here? well, that gets interrupted. After she leaves here, oh my goodness, I did not know you were here coming. You kind of scared me there. But anyway, relating to that, I was just not impressed. We had a couple of visitors here too, who were associated with Vernon Walters. There's a terrestrial divide in that place. There's a divide in that church. Thank you. But there's a divide in that church. And I got to tell Sandy, there is a divide. There's no uniting one another. And I said, why do you still go there? I mean, I have to do that because my friends are there. There's nice people. And I love the place. I think it's a great church, but it's got problems. When you have simply deacons who are just in full control, who only focus on just a thing that's not too important here, and then we have to rely on the pastor search committee. I mean, Sandy only been in the pastor position for about 2 years, and then they're trying to get him out like that. I mean, and then go to the beach or whatever. I mean, he doesn't have to retire. I mean, literally. He can stay, he can stay when he wants, whatever. But still, please stop putting Sandy in the mix. And I'm going to have to talk with Sandy about this. I'm not going to be rude to him at all. Trust me. I'm going to be defending him. I'm going to be like, don't let them put you in this mix. And then Sandy's like, working to Mickey every day. I'm like, you every day? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, it's just knocked me in the jaw today. That's just a saying, y'all, but it's made me feel a little bad today, and I felt very weary about it, and I still do in ways. I'll be honest with you, I'm not feeling the greatest, but mentally on that, but I can't let it demonize me or anything. I gotta just reject Satan's devil thing, whatever, but I'm sorry. Sometimes it just hits me hard. Sometimes you practically don't even know what to say as it relates to those things at all. But I do usually keep my mouth shut. I mind my own business. But I'm going to have serious talk with Sandy about this next week. Because as I said, I want to have lunch with him. Not to have a talk or whatever. I mean, I was planning to, but I want you to keep a note, and I'm finished here, okay? I have been watching the church carefully. I haven't given up being there, nor will I ever will. There will come to a point where I'm going to say I'm going to Hillside Park. There will be a moment there I'm saying that's where I'm going from now on. Do I know, and will I predict when that will be? I have no idea, to be honest with you. But it's going to happen in one way or another. I love Hillside Park. There's no divide. There's absolutely no divide. You don't have just the issues. Focus not on important things. I mean, they focus on the important things, like when it insults to Christ. Center Hill does none of that. There's no amens in the church at all. People don't respond. I mean, how many times do I have to say in that service, there is people lost? Whenever I'm invited to speak or preach or whatever, I'm going to simply preach on how you be saved and what the importance is. And you know what? You want me to tell you what I believe? Not what I believe, but what it takes. All of us are sinners. We fall short of the glory of God. There's been several people in that church who therefore are Christians, but they walk away from it. They don't serve. They're not in Sunday school. The devil is antagonizing them in one way, or whatever. It's like, then they don't talk to you either? And then you just simply have, like I said, with Nikki and Vernon, focus simply on the deacons, not the deacons, but the pastor search committee. You're not supposed to focus on that. You're supposed to focus on the issues of the church, fix the friggin' doors, fix these things that are broken, of what you said you were going to do back in February. And what is today, July the 5th? Nobody's done anything. They're just wasting their time just simply going this pastor search committee thing. And it's wearing me out. Now, I'm not giving up. I'm still going to be there next Sunday. I promise that. I'll be there on the 19th too. But as I said, time and time again, I'm not giving up, like I said, but as you've heard me say, though, the church needs to wake up and start realizing that our soul's lost. We must be talking to them, to these visitors. Are you a Christian, or are you not? If you're not, we want to win you to the Lord. You know, I saw a woman talking to Vernon today. She's a visitor. She's been at the church a few times. Within her actions, I know this for a fact. She's a lost sinner. She's lost. She's going to die and go to hell someday. She's not a nice person at all. And then, like, there's another person. I think this was associated to Renee or whatever. I don't know. But I've got to have a serious talk. And you may say, you don't tell the church what to do. Well, listen. As a citizen of the church, as the member of the church or whatever, we're allowed to raise our voice and voice our concerns. Because truly, we're not going to handle this bullshit at all. We're not going to handle it. We're supposed to be focusing on the cause of Christ, doing the mission, going out and telling people. And what you have, nobody goes out, and what Sandy preaches, he says, go out and tell people about Jesus. Not a single one of them do that at all. Because they're not nice at all. You know, they don't have a need, they don't have a burden for the lost. It hurts. I'm going to have a serious talk with Sandy about this. Like I said, I'm not going to be rude, I'm not going to be ugly, as I've never been. But enough is enough. If you see something wrong, you say something, folks. I would challenge you within your churches too, if you go to church or whatever, if you have those issues or whatever, stand bold, stand up to your church and say, hey, enough is enough. I'm tired of this. I've had enough of it. I care about my church. I love it so much. But you got to get right to where you are. Final thing I'll say before I end this episode and relates to that, maybe something else. I've always loved Center Hill, but I've seen it changed drastically. I'm not happy about it. We have turned down, things have changed, people have changed. Their actions, they went from so kind to mean. And sometimes I feel depressed, about it. Like, with me talking to you right now, you may say, well, why are you talking to us about this? Because I know, because y'all are my viewers, you're my supporters and everything. And I want you to hear from me, you know. I want you to hear when I'm depressed and when I'm not. And there's just a lot just moving along with that. But I know that things have changed. Not in a good way. We got to start going back to the freedoms that we've found right in Christ. We're divided. We shouldn't be. At all. I would simply ask for two things here in closing. Number one, prayers. I don't know what the church direction is going to be for ahead in the foreseeable future. I really have no idea. Secondly, I'm going to ask for your encouragement, your support, and through everything, or at least give me wisdom or something. At least give me something that's edifiable enough to the church or whatever. So those things, we can make a difference for changing somebody's life one person at a time, and getting somebody to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. I love my church, but things have got to change. Things have changed, well, I don't think things have changed practically, but with the people, they have changed significantly. I just want to share with you these things here. I'm trusting the Lord. I'm minding on Him to do everything. At the same time, it's time that we stand up and do what's right. Because who knows what the future will be someday. And folks, I want to say thank you for watching. I'm thankful for all of you that watch and everything. I'm honored to be on here with you and do these episodes every day, and that calms my burdens and stress and relax and do all these things. And I'm so grateful that you watch, and by the number of views and everything. Literally, seriously, please put a like on the video. I'm just a simple like would do anything good. Amen. But I'm thankful for all of you. May God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care.